Hey, this is Deborah. It's nice to see all of you guys for our next vlog. Our vlogs have definitely been taking a very interesting direction as we've been talking about things like white privilege and what it means to be part of the empire. Steve, I really love the story that you gave about the rich young ruler and about your time in India and how that shaped and impacted you. Michael, I loved what you had to say about the community of goods. I just have a question for you though. What's with the scarf? I guess a lot of people think that Canada is cold, but I guess Sweden's colder than here today. I've just really been enjoying these kind of stories. I really enjoyed Jennifer's story about being at that Mennonite conference where people were unfortunately not being very polite and just having the CPTer step in and say, no, this is not the way we talk to each other. Just thinking about how we interact with people who potentially are not like us. They're a little bit different. They may even be marginalized for different reasons. It got me thinking because I'm actually biracial. My mom is Chinese, my dad is white, but when you look at me, I look completely white. I've often asked myself, what would life be like if I looked more Asian? Would I have been treated differently, or would my life have taken a different path? Michael, I really loved what you had to say about the community of goods. For those of you who follow my blog, you know that I work in an intentional community with adults with developmental disabilities. It's called LARSH. Our mandate might be a little bit different. I've never actually gone and sold everything I have, but I am constantly working among the broken. And when I work among the broken and the marginalized, I realize how broken I am myself. The need to be vulnerable, the need to be real and open with each other. One thing I just have really been thinking about is how we use our finances for the glory of God's kingdom. And I think it can be challenging because I don't really make a lot of money. I'm living in Toronto, which is one of the top 5 most expensive places in the world. I have a job in a church, and I'm a full-time student at a private university studying theology. Not many pastors make that much money, let's just be honest. But yet God has always been so faithful to me. And one time, I had a friend who is a missionary, and she came and approached me, and she asked, Deborah, can you support me? And I'm thinking to myself, no, can you support me? Like, I need money for groceries, I need money for my gas in the car, you know? And God has recently called me to go to the United Kingdom to serve as a missionary there with LARSH, which is the organization that I'm currently with. And so I'm trying to save money for that. And all night long I was really wrestling with this, but God said, no, Deborah, you really need to tithe 10% of the money that you have from your birthday, because I had just recently turned 24. So what I did is I actually did tithe 10% of the money that people had given me for my trip. And it was just really incredible. It's really hard sometimes for me to tithe and to give because I say I don't have that much. But yet every time I do tithe, God is completely faithful and God always comes through. I've never gone to bed hungry. I've never had to worry, will I have enough money to go to the dentist or the doctor or get medications? Never had to worry about any of that. So that's my challenge for you, is to just live generously and live without abandon, just trust God completely. And I'd love to hear how you're doing that in your life and what organizations you're affiliated with and how that's shaping and impacting your life.